3, 2, 1. Broadcasting tape delayed from an edit suite where only the finest infomercials are made. The Sports Economy Show is on. So today's show is a redo because YouTube is hard. It's hard. That's not original to me, that's from somebody else. And it's hard. So today's show is about sports commercials, sports personalities commercials. So I've got 10, JP here's got 10, and this is in no order whatsoever. We're just talking about what we think is funny. Now, everybody else thinks other things are funny, but this is ours, right?
Right.
Right, okay. So you want to start or you mean to start?
You go ahead and start.
Here they are.
All right.
Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, the McDonald's horse commercial.
Great.
That is a great ad, man. I don't know what year that came out, but man, people love that ad.
Oh, yeah, McDonald's? I think it was McDonald's.
It was McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's a McDonald's. Larry Bird horse. It was called the horse ad.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
off the bleachers. Next thing, off the freeway. Nothing but net.
Were they playing for like?
They were playing like fries.
Big Mac or something.
They were playing for some fries. Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen that one they got now? It's like 2 fries look like a field goal.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah. I just saw it last week, I think. Don't these fries look like that field goal down there?
All right. Well, I'll move on to mine. So we're not going in any particular order, but this is probably my number 10, right?
Okay.
So it's been around since 1987. How long have you known a commercial to run for over 30 years?
They're still airing it?
Yeah,
Really?
still airing. First one to air was 1987 when Bill Sims became the MVP of the Super Bowl as they basically just drug the Denver Broncos up and down the field that day.
Didn't Phil Simms have a perfect passing record on in that game?
It was, yeah.
22 for 22 or something?
It was like the best passing performance in the Super Bowl to that point, and I don't know if it's ever been matched.
Yeah.
I mean, yardage-wise, because back then they didn't throw. Like,
Yeah. Yardage-wise he's beat, but as percentage, because I think he was perfect. He didn't, not one pass was dropped.
Yeah, and, you know, at that point, people were like, is John Elway a bust? Even though he was getting him to the Super Bowl with...
He couldn't win the big game.
Bob that was working at the, 7-Eleven. Basically, they were like, John Elway sucks.
Yeah, that's right.
It was like, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the commercial is for Disney. And, Bill Sims won the MVP, and then they asked him, where you going, after the Super Bowl, and he was like, I'm going to Disney World.
I'm going to, and you're right, they still run that.
They still run it every year.
Where you going, Patrick Mahomes? Where you going, Patrick Mahomes? Where you going, Patrick Mahomes?
Right, I know.
Disney World.
Patrick Mahomes could star in the commercial. They can just take the one from a few years earlier and just be like, Patrick Mahomes, you just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You see
Tom Brady won it so many times, he just moved there.
I know. They just blur out the background of the other team in the background. It's like...
yeah, Tom Brady just moved to Tampa, which is only like an hour and a half from Disney World.
So anyway, that's my first one.
All right. Randy Macho Man Savage. Snap into a Slim Jim.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I think I saw one of those boxes the other day at a convenience store.
Was he on it?
Yeah.
Really?
I think so. You can't quote me on this, but I think I saw it. I'll go back there and take a picture and put it up on my YouTube channel. Should we need... Still advertising Randy Macho Man Savage. Is he still alive? I think he died.
No,
he did die. Okay.
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
So maybe they're not advertising Randy Macho Man Savage.
Yeah. Did you watch Wrestling?
Yeah, I used to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I used to watch it up until they changed it to WWE, and then I quit.
Hulk Hogan went dark, and then it was just like.
Yeah.
I watched it when it was basically like humans performing like cartoon characters.
Well, it was the WWF.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the time they had
Remember when they used
Friday night wrestling.
Yeah. Remember when he used to have the magazine out? You know, you'd walk by and he'd have a guy and with his head in a headlock and he had blood all over his face.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was like, I was a little kid when I would walk past those magazines and I was like, ugh. Yeah, as a kid, a teenager, I was like, yeah. Yeah.
That's funny. It is really funny.
All right, so Randy Macho
Man Savage, snapping into a Slim Jim.
All right, my next one is in the 70s and 80s, there was no bigger rivalry than the Dallas Cowboys and the then called Washington Redskins. You know, they still consider Dallas and Washington to be rivals, but you know, you gotta win to be rivals, really. You know,
you have to compete with each other.
It just doesn't mean the same when neither team can actually win a Super Bowl.
Or when one team can't beat the other one for like 3 years.
That's right.
It's not really a rivalry anymore.
So it's, but back then, both teams were seriously good. And old Tom Landry, Hall of Fame coach Tom Landry, did a commercial for American Express where he played a Western cowboy, a cowboy in a Western town, and he went into a saloon and then he was like, you should use American Express because you could use American Express to get in and out just like that because you never know
when you're going to be surrounded by Redskins. And a bunch of football players in the Redskins uniforms showed up
in the Western saloon.
In the saloon.
Right.
That was a funny ad.
It was. It was. Back then, the significance of it back then was really good.
Because it was a big rivalry nationwide.
That's right. People were literally like, this is the best commercial ever. But
and now people just look at these two teams and just feel sad.
That's right. They're literally like,
it's sad.
What is going on with these organizations?
Yeah.
Although Washington is starting to come around. Starting to.
For now.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right. Next one I got. It's a recent ad. The Kevin Hart gambling ad.
Which one?
Well, he does. There's two of them I got. When he does the Fitzmagic ad with Ryan Fitzpatrick, and he's dancing with this. He looks like he has a 70s leisure suit on. Disco thing, going on. And Kevin Hart goes, it's too much magic. Too much magic.
Can't take it.
He can't take it. Then the other one, he's sitting down with LeBron James talking about something and gambling, and he goes, they want somebody who can run 40 who's not 40, not somebody who is 40. And LeBron's laughing.
Yes.
You can tell. He's not making that up. He's really laughing.
But the line in that one is, you probably pull butterscotch.
No wrapper on it.
That's nasty, by the way.
That is a good ad. That's really good.
That is.
I don't know what gambling site he's advertising. Is it BetMGM?
I think it's DraftKings.
DraftKings?
I think.
It doesn't matter. It's all the same. They'll all take your money. You have no problem with it.
No problem.
No.
All right. My next one is, it kind of is the beginning of a theme to my countdown. And you will see as I go through.
Okay, you got a theme.
So this first one is in the 80s. Michael Jordan blew up in the 80s. And Nike decided to, take advantage of it because, before Michael Jordan, Nikes were just some, either walk-around shoes or runner shoes.
Michael was the first shoe spokesperson ever.
He was the first. No, he was the first.
No, that's right. The Converse ad. Yeah, Converse. Dr. J and Larry Bird and Magic all had Converse deals.
Yeah, there were sports, NBA players who promoted, basketball.
But Nike didn't have anybody.
They did not.
Yeah.
So they basically were like, Mike, come on here and do this commercial. Become our spokesperson. Wear our shoes. And Mike was like, I don't know, but okay, I'll do it. And then the rest is history. And so they did commercials. One of the early commercials was Spike Lee did a commercial with him where Spike Lee actually played a character called Mars Blackman. It's a character that was from a movie that he did called She's Gotta Have It.
Is that where that came from?
Yeah, the character. It was the same character, but they adapted it to the commercial. and it was just they did multiple ones, and he had the famous lines. I'm here with my main man, Michael Jordan. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know?
Do you know?
Mike, it's got to be the shoes. No, Mars.
No.
So those are good commercials.
No, Mars.
That's my next one.
Okay. Actually, I should have known because my next one is the Michael or the Bird Magic Converse ad, where Bird's playing basketball in the middle of a cornfield, and then here comes a limousine straight out of Hollywood. Coming down to the cornfield in Indiana to talk to the dude about playing basketball in Converse shoes. The cons,
they
baby.
had a one-on-one battle out there at Larry Bird's home.
Yeah, in a cornfield. Yeah, it was great.
It was
a great ad.
They had the little Western music, like the shootout music, like where you take the steps. What is it? What is it called when you line up back to back?
A duel?
Yeah, they had the duel music.
Did they?
Magic.
He ripped his pants off.
The pull away pants. Like he's pulling out guns.
Yeah. He's in his real tight shorts. The 80s shorts, remember those?
Boy.
But
I had those ball huggers. That was back when I was actually fit enough.
Oh, yeah.
Now, boy, yeah.
You want to wear some Fab Five shorts now.
That's right. Okay. So my next one is Little Penny.
Little Penny.
Nike did commercials back in the day when Little Penny was really hot. He was playing with Shaquille O'Neal. They were going to the NBA Finals, and a lot of people don't know. It's like people that are younger have no idea how good actually Penny Hardaway was, but he was basically like Kobe Bryant with Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
Right? But he had injuries and he tailed off. And then, but they did these commercials with Anthony Hardaway, and it starred Little Penny, basically a little doll.
Little doll.
Just that looked like him, and they got the up and coming comedian Chris Rock to do the voice at that time, and Chris Rock really was blowing up at that time, and every commercial was hilarious. Every commercial had a line that everybody quoted for weeks. That's Tyra Banks, fool. Tell Kevin Garnett that Little Penny from the 8th grade said hello. Of course, with the Chris Rock voice.
Little Penny from the 8th grade.
Chris Rock could pretty much say anything, and he can make it sound.
Yeah.
So those are great commercials.
No, the next one, the Miller Lite ads from the 70s and 80s. Man, those ads were good. They were great. I just give you the list of some of the people that were in them.
Yeah.
Dick Butkus, Billy Martin, Joe Frazier, George Steinbrenner firing Billy Martin, John Madden, he was a great pitchman. I don't know if the greatest pitchman, but man, he was great. When you bust through that paper and keep talking and going, blah, 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 blah.
I'm not done yet.
I'm not done yet. Bob Uecker, Deacon Jones, Yogi Berra. Remember you were talking about the Bob Uecker thing. I must be in the front row.
That's right.
And the usher came down there and picked him up. Said, no, you're in the top row.
Down in front. Yeah.
Bob Uecker was great, man.
That was I'll parlay on that. That's one of my next ones. So I'll say in that commercial, Bob Uecker was Mr. Baseball, and he basically played this character that basically parlayed him into a television show, Mr. Belvedere. But he played this character that was sort of like the Rodney Dangerfield, no respect character. He played the character in the commercials, and it went well. I called him Mr. Baseball, and he was like, "Hey, when you're Mr. Baseball, you get free perks.
Yeah.
Like getting free tickets to baseball games." And he's coming down, and he's like, "Oh, I must be, he's like, I know my seats are so good, da 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 da." And he's like, and then you drink Miller Lite, and it's just a good commercial, and the down in front, and,
Yeah. In case you don't know out there, his claim to fame was he had a 200 lifetime batting average.
Yeah.
He brought that up all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
And, you know, of course, he became the Milwaukee Brewers play-by-play guy. He's probably one of the best to do it. All right. Switch.
Man, Leon of the Budweiser ads. Leon was a fictitious, pompous pro sports player. That's who Leon was. One of my favorites, Leon's laying like this on the on-deck circle, talking to his agent on the phone about how he's not getting enough money. So it's his turn to bat, but he's still laying on the on-deck circle, so some guy comes walking up, the next batter. He goes, "Go on, this is going to be a while." Leon.
Leon, Mr. Third Person.
That's right. And he always talked to us about, Leon don't go for that. Like in Living Color, homie don't play that.
Those are great ads, man. Those are great. Okay, so my next one is Young Mike, Old Mike.
Young Mike, Old Mike.
Seeing the trend here?
I watched this video.
Yeah.
It's good.
It is, it's actually, and that commercial came out 25 years ago. And I've watched it recently, and it still kind of holds up. It's really good. It's well made. So basically what it is Michael Jordan, who was at that point in the stage of the second three-peats, which is just, amazing to say.
His second three-peat.
Right. And so they took him, and then he's basically playing one-on-one against the Michael Jordan from the first three-peat.
From the first three-peats.
The young Mike.
Yeah.
The Mike from the, mid to late 80s.
When they swept the Lakers.
Yeah.
Thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah. So, they're playing against each other. It looks somewhat real. It really looks good. And then right at the end, after they play, it's an ad for Gatorade. So they're sitting down, both of them drinking Gatorade. And then up comes Michael Jordan from Carolina, University of Carolina. And he's like, "Who's got next?" And then
in his baby blue and white uniform.
That's right. And then the older Mike tells the one from the middle Mike, "Get your ass out there."
I ain't doing this no more.
I ain't doing this.
I've been around too long. I've had enough.
So that's my next one.
Yeah. But anyway, I figured I'd bring it up since you got a lot of Michael Jordan ads.
Yes.
That's
right.
Might as well realize how good he was. All right. Two actors. I looked this guy's name up and I forgot to write it down. His name's Craig, and he was on a couple of sitcoms, and Nick Offerman. They're playing Cubs fans and White Sox fans. And they may really be Cubs fans and White Sox fans. They're sitting in a bar trading insults about the Cubs and the White Sox. It's a great thing. Sitting there watching that.
You know what? I actually meant to look that one up. I don't remember that one. But
it wasn't a long ad, and it was actually, I think it was for a cell. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was New Era caps, New Era baseball caps, and whatever sports caps it were. But anyway, that's what it was about. And it wasn't a real long, thing that people remember, but I remember it. Thought it was very funny.
Now, did you ever watch the show that Nick Offerman was most known for, the Parks and Rec? I've
seen it sometimes, but it was not a must-see TV event. How about that?
I was wondering, I probably watched it more than you, but
okay.
But his character is basically the reason why I watched the show. It was hilarious. I was wondering if it was the same character. But if you haven't watched it, that's all right.
Okay.
All right, my next one is Bo Nose.
Bo Nose.
Bo Jackson, one of the best two-way players ever. Basically he played baseball and he played football.
Better than Deion Sanders?
I think he was.
Yeah? I think he was.
And that's saying a lot because actually, Deion
was good.
Great player, but overall, of course, for a short period of time, because Bo got hurt. Before he got hurt, when he was in the peak of his, the hype of Bo Jackson, Nike did a commercial campaign with him, and it was called Bo Knows. So Bo knows everything. Any sport
he knew it all.
He could do.
Except hockey.
That's right. And they would act like he knew what he was doing. Bo knows tennis. They would have
Yes, Bo
Bo
knows.
knows.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, even though it didn't look right, you know, but I mean, they could have did anything. Bo knows, you know, rocket science. You know,
He knows
Bo
pickleball.
knows how to fly a helicopter.
Yeah.
You know, it could have been anything, but people love those commercials, and you know,
It was great.
It was a good commercial.
Yeah. Still remembered today by a lot of people.
Yeah.
Most of them over 45, but hey.
Yeah. Aren't too many kids in their 20s, like, you know, and I can say kids in their 20s.
Yeah.
But a lot of people in their 20s are literally like, you know, they're not mentioning Bo.
No. All right. Next one I got here is Willie Joe Namath doing Beauty Miss Pantyhose. Boy, that shook a lot of people up.
Sure.
But Joe Namath was not called Broadway Joe for no reason at all.
No.
He should be in the Hall of Fame for bringing out the ad in advertising.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's what he did, and he did it well. He advertised everything.
And look, if there was a Hall of Fame for Mackin',
the Mac and Joe's.
Joe Namath would be top of the list.
Top of the list.
Back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah. He was it, man.
So,
He's still it. I mean, he's hawking insurance now.
That's right. He was masculine enough to wear a mink coat
Yes.
on the sideline of a football game.
Yeah. My wife loves that. She goes, that's great. Joe Namath wearing that mink coat all the time. He'd come out there and flip the coin.
Right.
You know, in the mink coat.
In the mink coat. Whereas Bob the lineman, the offensive lineman, Bob wore a mink coat on the sideline during the football game. You know.
No, it ain't working well.
It would not fly. But Broadway Joe? Oh, yeah.
Broadway
Joe's cool. Yeah.
Leon would do it.
Leon could do it.
Leon could do it.
That's right. But I will say, to talk about that commercial, at that time, it's not like today. Like today, people are more open-minded about, sexuality and more accepting. Back then, you can't put a grown man in pantyhose. Back then, it was like
Bob the lineman wasn't doing it.
No, he was not. But they put Joe in those pantyhose, and
there you go.
It was controversial, but it worked. People knew about them damn pantyhose. I tell you that right now.
All right, what do you got?
Okay. I'm gonna go with Chicks Love the Long Ball.
Chicks love the long ball.
Yeah. Back in
there's a big ad.
Right. So the 90s was the steroid era of baseball, and of course, people basically acted like the steroids didn't exist, and they didn't have a problem with it because there were a shit ton of home runs being hit, and everybody loved it. So Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa were just getting all the attention because they were smacking home runs left and right, and that's all anybody cared about, right? But you had players that you had pitchers who were Hall of Fame pitchers, no doubt. And they put Tom Glavine and Mike
Greg Maddux.
Greg Maddux, not Mike.
Tom Glavine. That's his brother.
Mike Maddux.
His brother's name. He's a pitching coach.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a pitching coach for a lot of teams.
Okay, well maybe that's why I got confused. But so Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine decided, you know what? We're getting tired of not getting any pub, even though we're great, and we're going to go ahead and work out. They did a montage video of them working out, and then they showed them in the batting cages smacking the ball over the fence, and then they were basically like, Heather Locklear walks up and goes, "Hey Tom, hey Greg," and they look at each other like,
yeah.
Chicks love the long ball. They do that forearm bash, and then she goes, "Have y'all seen Mark McGwire?" Cuts away to the last scene, and Tom Glavine is like, "You seen Mark McGwire?" Yeah, it's a great commercial.
That is funny.
And especially for that time of the baseball.
Yeah.
Stage in baseball's history. All right, what you got next?
The Dr. Pepper ads are still going on now. They do some crazy college stuff that's going on, with Brian Bosworth. The Boz.
Yeah.
He don't look like the Boz now.
No, he does not.
Not like he did when Bo Jackson ran over him and carried him in the end zone. You can find that on YouTube too.
Boy.
Anyway, yeah.
Well, wasn't he such great? He was great.
No, they built that game up, man. Bo's coming into town to play the Boz. Oh yeah, and Bo just ran right over and carried him 2 yards in the end zone.
That was it.
That was it.
It was like he buys it from here, get ran over by Bo Jackson.
Down to there. All right, the Dr. Pepper ads. They were doing this, take it from me, I'm this, I'm that. Well, Dr. J did one to take it from me, I'm a doctor. That was great because he is the doctor.
He is.
Yeah. After him, they were trying to give all kinds of people nicknames and stuff, and none of them ever worked.
Right.
Unlike Dr. J. I don't even know where that came from, but it was great. Back when he was playing with Virginia Squires.
You know what? I actually know the answer to that.
You do.
Yeah. So have you in Harlem? They have the Rucker tournament, and so a lot of former NBA stars have gone there and played, and it's a rec tournament. They get teams and they form teams, and they basically have a tournament, and one team wins at the end. And so Dr. J decided to come there. I don't know if I think it was in his early ABA days.
Okay.
Or it may have been when he was in college, but whoever it was, the announcer gave him the nickname.
Oh, really?
Dr. J, and then after that,
didn't like calling him Julius?
Well, I don't know for sure, but I know the nickname started there.
Okay.
Somebody called him. They called him the Doc, and then after that, everybody just started calling him Dr.
Okay.
J. So,
well, there you are.
Yeah, but Dr. J was smooth back in the day, man. You couldn't get a better spokesperson.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he was.
Dr. J was a man. Any more on that?
No, I got that one. Then I got one more left, which is my number one. But you go with what you got.
Okay. So my next one is, and this is, surprisingly, it's not my number one.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Is this another Michael commercial?
It is not.
Oh, good.
No, it is not. It is, I'm a diehard Steelers fan. Been since I was 5 years old. And in the 70s, well, I guess the commercial may have aired in 80, right? But Coca-Cola decided to do a commercial with Mean Joe Green, and the commercial plays out where Mean Joe Green is coming off the field, and he's walking to the locker room with no assistance, by the way, no doctors or nothing. He's just walking in the hallway.
Is he limping?
Yeah, he's hurt. Right? He's hurt. And he's leaving because of injury, and there's nobody there with him.
He's not in the blue tent or nothing.
Joe just left. Right?
Joe just left.
And so, but there's this little kid. I don't know where this little 7-year-old. It was the 70s. We were.
How did he get on the field?
Huh?
How did he get on the field?
The kid sees him in the tunnel.
Yeah, I know, but how did the kid get on the field in the first place? Anyway, that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Around by himself, right? With no parent around.
Nothing.
Right? It really is kind of.
He probably snuck into the stadium in the first place.
Right.
Parents don't even know where he's at.
Right. Yeah, the kid. Parents thought the kid was out there playing. Nope, he's at a football game. So anyway, the kid sees Mean Joe, and Mean Joe is struggling to walk because he's hurt his leg, and they strike up a conversation, and then the kid's like, you want my Coke? And Mean Joe is like, thanks, kid, and he proceeds to drink the whole damn Coke, and then all of a sudden, he kind of gives him a look like, now get out of here, kid, and the kid starts to walk away with his head down, and Joe realizes, I probably shouldn't have done that, and then he goes, hey, kid, catch, he throws the jersey at him, and then they have the little slogan, have a Coke and a smile. And everybody in America commercial like, that Mean Joe is a great guy.
That did a lot for Coke. That ad. and Mean Joe Green and the Steelers, and everybody's all warm inside.
Whereas on the field, Mean Joe is actually trying to tear somebody's heart out.
Yeah.
But in this commercial, he looked like a great guy.
That's right. Damn. Mean Joe has a soft side. He cares about little kids that snuck in the stadium.
Well, you know, what is this kid?
What is this kid?
He should have been like, whose kid is this? Whose kid is this? Why is this kid bothering me? And why don't I have a doctor helping me limp up this ramp?
That's right. That's what that's where it would be today.
Oh yeah.
They have like 5 doctors.
Oh, and he was best player on the defense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They were like, hey Joe, we got a chair for you. Don't worry about it. Then you ain't gotta walk. Yeah. All right. This
is the best commercial. Bar none, there will never be a better commercial ever, ever, ever. And I'm going to put this commercial in the video. And there's a link to it and everything, so you can go home and watch this. This was a Super Bowl commercial. I forget what year it was. Somewhere in around 2005 or 6, I guess. Anyway, there's a Budweiser commercial where this referee is made a bad call, whatever it was. He's standing there, and this coach is just giving him down the road. And the announcer goes, "Where do you train to take a beating like that?" And then it cuts to him sitting on the couch. And his wife is just railing on him about he wanted to take out the cat litter. And you won't do this, and you won't do that. And she goes, "And to think I could have married Don Hoffman." And would it hurt for you to say that you love me once in a while? That's my number one, baby.
My man is just, during the football game, the coach is all in his ear, and he's literally like, not flinching, not reacting, just basically blocking him out, right?
Yep.
And then they cut to him at home, and she's doing the exact same
thing.
And my boy is just like flicking the...
Just sitting there.
Just standing there in the kitchen, like, just trying to get some food. My man has no issue. He has basically tuned everything out in this world, and that is definitely a top commercial. It's not one
number one.
Not one that you will see, regularly. Like it just.
Nope. You gotta.
I wonder if he got some backlash from that commercial.
Probably so.
But to do across this world. There are many guys who will.
I can relate to that.
Solidarity. That's right.
Boy, where do you train to take a beating like that?
He said, when's that porch gonna get painted and that litter box? It's been 3.
I told you there was a train. I've had 2 so far.
2.
So my number one, numero uno, is Michael Jordan Gatorade commercial.
Oh, man.
We all know the song.
We all know the song.
You want to sing it with me, Billy? Sometimes
No.
I dream if he is me. Everybody knows it. Like Mike. If I could be
like Mike.
I wanna be like Mike. Everybody knows it. It's the greatest commercial ever. They got highlights of Michael Jordan dominating in the NBA. They got little kids emulating Mike. It's just the best feeling commercial.
The best feeling commercial.
Michael Jordan.
I want to be like Mike.
It is unreal how much I love that commercial.
Yeah.
And but it's also
It's
Michael Jordan.
When did the commercial come out? Was he playing for the Wizards?
It was when Mike was first started winning championships.
Okay.
Because at that point, there was a time, believe it or not, as much as people go, oh, who's greatest? Michael Jordan, LeBron James now. There was a time where people were like, Mike is great, but he's never going to win a championship. And then once he started winning, he never stopped. The only thing that stopped him was him retiring. During his, retired for 2 years and then came back and won 3 damn more championships. Come on.
Yeah.
So the reason why he's number one is because Michael Jordan. Mike, if you're watching, you're the greatest. There's no debate between you and LeBron. Like Mike. Gatorade.
He's got more commercials than LeBron, so therefore he is great.
LeBron is trying to push,
Yeah.
LeBron's got some commercials. And hey, LeBron has been in more movies than Mike.
That's true.
So.
That is true.
He had a copy Mike in Space Jam. But his other stuff,
Yeah.
he's actually not a bad actor. So. Anyway, that's all I got.
Is that all we got? All right, folks, remember, hit that like and subscribe button because we got to put the sports economy ad on the next coming Super Bowl because we want to make a gazillion dollars. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Like Mike, if I could be like Mike, I wanna be like Mike. Like Mike, if I could be like Mike, oh, be like Mike. Like Mike,
Gonna marry Dawn.
So long, everybody.